I need you to understand something, and I need you to understand it right now, not in 5 years when it's too late, not when you're lying in bed at night replaying every mistake you ever made, but right here, right now, in this very moment. Because there is a truth about your future wife that everyone around you already knows. Every married man in your life has figured it out. Every woman who has ever looked at you with a mixture of love and frustration has seen it clearly. And yet you are walking around completely blind to it. And that truth is simple but devastating. The woman you are going to marry, the one you are going to promise your entire life to, the one you will wake up next to for decades, she is already out there, and she is already forming her opinion of you, not based on who you are right now, but based on who you are becoming. And here's the part that nobody wants to tell you, the part that stings because it forces you to look in the mirror and actually see yourself. She is not looking for a man who has it all figured out. She is not looking for a man with the biggest bank account, or the sharpest suit, or the most followers on social media. What she is looking for, and what everyone except you seems to understand, is a man who is emotionally available, a man who can sit in the darkness of his own feelings and not run away, a man who can hold her pain without needing to fix it, a man who can be present without needing to escape. And that right there is the truth that everyone knows but you. Because you have been told your entire life that being a man means being strong, means being stoic, means never showing weakness, never crying, never needing anyone. But I am here to tell you today, standing on this stage, that that version of masculinity, that cold, distant, untouchable version of a man, that man does not get the love he desperately craves. That man ends up alone even when he is in a room full of people. That man ends up married but lonely. That man ends up wondering why his wife looks at him with emptiness in her eyes instead of fire. So let me ask you something, and I want you to be honest with yourself. When you imagine your future wife, are you imagining a woman who feels truly seen by you? Or are you imagining a woman who simply tolerates your inability to connect because you happen to be a good provider? Because let me tell you, and this is going to hurt, but you need to hear it, women do not marry men for their potential. They marry men for their presence. They marry men for their emotional courage. They marry men who have done the brutal, exhausting, unglamorous work of healing themselves before they ever ask someone else to love them. And here's where we get to the hard part. Most of you sitting here today, you are waiting for the perfect woman to come along and fix you. You are waiting for love to be this magical force that suddenly makes you whole. But I am going to tell you the truth that everyone except you seems to know, and it is this. Your future wife is not coming to save you. She is coming to meet you exactly where you are. And if where you are is a man who cannot communicate, and if where you are is a man who cannot communicate, a man who is afraid of vulnerability, a man who uses anger because he does not know how to express sadness, a man who hides in his work or his phone or his hobbies because intimacy terrifies him, then she is going to walk into your life. She is going to love you so deeply it frightens you, and then she is going to leave. Not because she stopped loving you, but because she could not survive the loneliness of being with someone who was physically present but emotionally absent. And this is the truth that everyone around you already knows. Your father knows it, even if he never said it out loud. Your mother knows it. She has been praying that you would figure it out before it is too late. Your friends who are already married know it. They can see it in the way you talk about relationships, like they are transactions, like they are checklists, like they are just another box to tick off in the great race of life. But love is not a transaction. Love is not a checklist. Love is a surrender, a daily, hourly, minute-by-minute surrender of your ego, your defenses, your need to be right, your fear of being hurt. And until you understand that, until you truly absorb it into the deepest part of your soul, you are going to keep chasing women who are wrong for you. You are going to keep picking fights that make no sense. You are going to keep pushing away the very woman who could have been your home. So here is what I need you to do right now. I need you to close your eyes for just a moment, and I need you to picture her. Not a specific face, not a specific name, but the feeling of her, the warmth of her, the way she laughs at your stupid jokes, the way she looks at you like you are the most fascinating person in the room, the way she holds your hand when you are scared and does dull. Not say a word because she knows you just need to be held. Picture that, hold it in your mind. Now ask yourself this brutal question. Are you currently the kind of man that woman would feel safe with? Are you the kind of man she could bring her deepest fears to without being judged? Are you the kind of man she could be fully herself around, the messy, complicated, beautiful, flawed version of herself, without worrying that you are going to leave the moment things get hard? If your answer is no, or even if your answer is, I am not sure, then I am telling you right now, you still have time. You still have time to become that man. But time is not infinite. And the version of you that exists today is not the version that will exist 5 years from now. And that is both the most terrifying and the most liberating truth you will ever hear. Because it means you can change. It means you can grow. It means you can do the work, the painful, messy, uncomfortable work of looking at yourself honestly and saying, I am not where I want to be, but I am willing to get there. And let me tell you what that work looks like, because nobody has ever shown you, and that is part of the problem. That work looks like sitting in silence with your own thoughts and not running from them. It looks like going to therapy even though every bone in your body tells you that is for weak people, and discovering that it is actually the bravest thing a man can do. It looks like calling your father and having the conversation you have been avoiding for 20 years, the one where you tell him you love him even though he never taught you how to feel. It looks like apologizing to the women from your past, not because you want them back, but because you need to close those chapters so you can stop carrying that weight into your future. It looks like learning to name your emotions beyond angry and fine. Because let me tell you, fine is not an emotion. Fine is a fortress. Fine is a wall you hide behind so nobody sees how scared you really are. And I need you to understand that your future wife is not asking you to be perfect. She is not asking you to have all the answers. She is not asking you to be some superhero who never stumbles. What she is asking, what she has always been asking, is for you to be real, for you to be honest, for you to show up every single day and say, I am afraid, but I am here. I am broken, but I am healing. I am imperfect, but I am trying. Because that right there, that is the kind of man a woman builds a life with, not the man who pretends he has it all together, but the man who is brave enough to admit he does not, and brave enough to keep showing up anyway. Now think about this for a moment. Think about all the energy you have spent over the years trying to impress women. The fancy dinners, the expensive gifts, the carefully crafted words, the way you puff out your chest and try to prove your worth like Dot. You are in some kind of competition that nobody else even knows exists. And let me tell you the painful truth that everyone except you seems to know. She does not care about any of that. Not really, not in the way that matters. She cares about whether you listen to her when she speaks, not just with your ears, but with your entire being. She cares about whether you remember the small things, her favorite flower, the name of her childhood pet, the way she takes her coffee, the fear she told you about at 2 a.m. when she was too tired to keep her walls up. She cares about whether you can sit with her in her sadness without trying to cheer her up, because sometimes she does not need to be cheered up. She just needs to know that you are not afraid of her darkness, that you can hold it with her, that you can say, I see you, I hear you, and I am not going anywhere. And I know how much that scares you, because being that present for someone means you have to be present with yourself first, and that is the part you have been avoiding your entire life. But I am going to tell you something that might just save your future marriage before it even begins, and it is this. The woman you are going to marry is not your enemy. She is not out to get you. She is not trying to trap you or control you or take away your freedom. She is your partner, your equal, your ally in this chaotic, beautiful, heartbreaking journey called life. And the moment you start seeing her that way, the moment you stop treating her like an opponent in a game you are trying to win, everything changes. The arguments become conversations, the distance becomes intimacy, the loneliness becomes connection. But you have to make a choice, and you have to make it today. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when you finally meet her and she somehow magically fixes everything. You have to choose to become the man she deserves before she ever walks into your life. Because here is the thing about destiny, and I know a lot of you believe in destiny. You believe that when you meet the right woman, everything will just fall into place. Like the universe has some grand plan that will make it all easy. And I'm here to tell you that destiny is not a destination, it is a direction. Destiny is not some cosmic force that delivers your soulmate to your doorstep while you sit around waiting. Destiny is the sum total of the choices you make every single day. It is the way you treat the people around you when nobody is watching. It is the way you handle rejection. It is the way you deal with failure. It is the way you talk to yourself when you look in the mirror, whether you fill yourself with love or with criticism, because let me tell you, the relationship you have with yourself is the relationship you will have with every woman you ever date. If you are constantly criticizing yourself, constantly telling yourself you are not enough, constantly believing that you have to earn love through achievement or performance, then you are going to attract women who reinforce that belief. You are going to attract women who see you as a project, women who want to fix you, women who love you conditionally based on what you can do for them. But if you can learn to love yourself, truly love yourself, not in a narcissistic way, but in a way that says, I am worthy of love simply because I exist, then you will attract a woman who sees that. A woman who will love you not for what you can give her, but for who you are when you are just being yourself. And I need you to understand how rare that is, how precious that is, because most people go their entire lives without ever experiencing that kind of love. They settle for less, they settle for comfort, they settle for convenience, they settle for someone who is good enough, and they spend the rest of their lives wondering what it would have felt like to be truly, deeply, madly known and loved. But you have a choice. You have a choice to be different. You have a choice to do the work now, so that when she finally appears, when she looks at you with those eyes that see straight through every defense you have ever built, you will not flinch. You will not run. You will not push her away because you are terrified of being loved too much. You will stand there in all your imperfect glory and you will say, here I am, all of me, the good, the bad, the broken, the healing, and I am ready. I am ready to love you the way you deserve to be loved. Not perfectly, but honestly. I am ready to fight for you, not against you. I am ready to grow with you, not apart from you. And that is the moment everything changes. Not when you meet her, but when you become the man who can say those words and mean them with every fiber of his being. Now, I want to talk to you about something that might make you uncomfortable, but I need you to lean into that discomfort because that is where growth happens. I want to talk about the fear that lives in your chest every single time you think about marriage, that quiet voice that whispers, what if she leaves me? What if she finds someone better? What if I am not enough? What if I fail her? What if I fail myself? And I know that voice, I know it intimately because I have heard it too. Every man who has ever loved has heard that voice. But here is the truth that everyone except you seems to know, and it is this. That fear is not a sign that you are not ready for love. That fear is a sign that you are finally ready to love deeply. Because the only people who do not feel that fear are the ones who have never truly risked their hearts. The only people who do not feel that fear are the ones who play it safe, who keep everyone at arm's length, who never let anyone close enough to break them. And let me tell you, that is not living, that is just existing. That is just going through the motions of life without ever tasting the sweetness of real connection. And your future wife, she does not want a man who has no fear. She wants a man who has fear and chooses to love anyway. She wants a man who feels the weight of his own vulnerability and still steps forward. She wants a man who knows that loving her means risking everything and who decides every single day that she is worth that risk. Because love is not about certainty, and let me say that again so it sinks in. Love is not about certainty. Love is about courage. Love is about saying, I do not know what the future holds. I do not know if we will always be happy. I do not know if we will always be healthy. I do not know if we will always agree, but I know that I choose you. I choose you today. I choose you tomorrow. I choose you in the storms and in the sunshine. I choose you when it is easy, and I choose you when it is hard. That is what love is. And that is what you are being called to, not to find the perfect woman, because she does not exist, but to become the kind of man who can love an imperfect woman with perfect devotion. And I know that sounds like a lot of pressure, and maybe you are sitting there thinking, I am not that man yet. I am not ready for that kind of commitment. I still have so much work to do on myself. And you are right, you do. We all do. The work never ends. But here is the beautiful, liberating truth that everyone except you seems to know. You do not have to be finished to begin. You do not have to be whole to be loved. You do not have to be perfect to be worthy. You just have to be willing to grow, willing to learn, willing to fail and get back up, willing to listen, willing to change, willing to apologize when you are wrong. And let me tell you, you are going to be wrong a lot. And that is okay, because being wrong is not a failure, it is an invitation to become better. And your future wife, she is not looking for a man who is never wrong. She is looking for a man who knows how to say, I was wrong, I am sorry, please forgive me, and mean it. Because that right there, that is the foundation of a marriage that lasts. That is the foundation of a love that weathers every storm. That is the foundation of a partnership that grows stronger with every challenge instead of falling apart. And I want you to think about the legacy you are building, not just for yourself, but for the children you might have one day. Think about the example you are setting. Think about what they will learn about love by watching you. Will they learn that love is conditional, that love is something you have to earn through performance, that love is something that can be taken away the moment you make a mistake? Or will they learn that love is a safe place, a place where you can be fully yourself, a place where mistakes are met with grace, a place where vulnerability is celebrated rather than punished? Because the way you love your wife is the way your children will learn to love. The way you treat her is the way your sons will treat their future wives, and the way your daughters will expect to be treated. You are not just choosing a wife, you are choosing the entire emotional future of your family line. You are breaking cycles, or you are repeating them. You are healing generational wounds, or you are passing them on. And I know that is heavy. I know that is more than you signed up for when you walked in here today. But I did not come here to give you easy words. I came here to give you truth, because easy words do not change lives. Easy words do not wake you up at 3 in the morning and make you rethink everything. Easy words do not leave you standing in front of the mirror, tears in your eyes, finally ready to do the work. And I can see some of you right now. I can see the walls starting to crack. I can see the defenses starting to drop. I can see the young man in the back who has been holding back tears for the last 15 minutes. And I want to tell you something directly to you, wherever you are. It is okay to cry. It is okay to feel. It is okay to let go of the weight you have been carrying since you were a boy. The weight of being told to man up. The weight of being told that boys do not cry. The weight of being told that your feelings do not matter. They do matter. You matter. And your future wife is out there right now. She is living her life. She is growing. She is healing. She is becoming the woman she needs to be. And she is waiting for you to do the same. She is not waiting for you to have a 6-figure salary. She is not waiting for you to have a 6-pack. She is not waiting for you to have a luxury car or a big house or a prestigious title. She is waiting for you to have a heart that is open, a mind that is curious, a spirit that is humble, and a willingness to walk beside her through every high and every low. She is waiting for you to see her not as a prize to be won, but as a soul to be cherished. She is waiting for you to hear her not just with your ears, but with your whole being. She is waiting for you to fight for her, not against her. She is waiting for you to be the safe place she has always dreamed of, the place where she can lay down all her armor and just breathe. And I know you want to be that place. I know deep down, beneath all the bravado and all the fear and all the stories you have told yourself about why you cannot have that kind of love, you know you were made for it. You were made for deep connection. You were made for intimacy. You were made for the kind of love that burns through every lie you have ever believed about yourself. And today, right now, you get to choose. You get to choose to stop waiting and start becoming. You get to choose to stop hoping for change and start making it happen. You get to choose to be the man who, when his future wife finally walks into the room, she does not just see potential, she sees home, she sees safety. She sees the kind of love she has been praying for, the kind of love that does not run, does not hide, does not retreat. She sees a man who has done the work, who has faced his demons, who has healed his wounds, and who is ready to walk into the rest of his life with her. That is the man I am speaking to. That is the man I am calling out of hiding. That is the man I know you can become, not because I have some special power, but because I have seen it happen. I have watched men who were broken, angry, lost, and lonely do the work and transform into husbands and fathers who love with their whole hearts. I have watched them stop running and start staying. I have watched them stop fighting and start feeling. I have watched them look at their wives with eyes full of gratitude instead of fear, with hearts full of devotion instead of doubt. And I'm telling you, if they can do it, so can you. Because the truth is, you are not broken beyond repair. You are not too far gone. You are not incapable of love. You are just a man who has been carrying a burden that was never meant to be yours, and it is time to put it down. It is time to forgive yourself for every mistake you have made. It is time to stop punishing yourself for not being perfect. It is time to look in the mirror and say, I am worthy of love. I am worthy of a beautiful wife. I am worthy of a life filled with connection and purpose and joy. And as you walk out of this room today, I want you to carry that with you. I want you to let it settle into your bones. I want you to let it change the way you see yourself, because the way you see yourself is the way she will see you. The way you love yourself is the way she will love you. The way you show up for yourself is the way you will show up for her. And I want you to know, with every fiber of my being, that your future wife is not a distant dream. Steven is a promotion. She is not a fantasy you will never reach. She is a reality that is being shaped by the choices you are making right now. Every choice to heal, every choice to grow, every choice to love yourself better, every choice to be honest, every choice to be vulnerable, every choice to be brave, it is all leading you closer to her. And when that day comes, when you finally lock eyes with the woman you have been preparing for, when you finally hold her hand and feel like you have come home, you will look back on this moment, this speech, this realization, and you will thank God or the universe or whatever you believe in that you decided to stop being afraid and start being ready. You will thank yourself for doing the work. You will thank yourself for not giving up. You will thank yourself for believing that you were worthy of a love that deep, a love that real, a love that would change everything. And I am telling you, that day is coming. That day is closer than you think. But it starts with you, right here, right now, in this moment. So I am asking you, I am begging you, I am pleading with you, do not waste another day being the man who is afraid to become the man he was meant to be. Do not waste another day hiding from the love you were born to give and receive. Do not waste another day letting fear win. Because your future wife is out there, and she needs you to be brave. She needs you to be ready. She needs you to be the man who will not just promise her forever, but who will actually show up and live it. So go home today and start the work, start the healing, start the becoming. And one day, when she is standing in front of you, when she takes your hands in hers and looks into your eyes and says, I have been waiting for you, you will finally know that every tear you cried, every fear you faced, every step you took toward becoming a better man, it was all worth it. It was all worth it for her. It was all worth it for you. It was all worth it for the love that was waiting for you all along. Now go and become the man she is waiting for,